All right, looks like we are live. Try and get organised here. Mm, okay. Hi, Anna. Let me see, who have we got in here today? I have to get used to using YouTube Live. I haven't done it before, so bear with me. We'll just give a few minutes for people to arrive. So if you're in the room and you want to jump in the chat and just let me know where you're from, where you're watching from today, and whether you're a support worker working independently or for a company, or maybe you're a support coordinator or a director of a company, just jump in the chat and let me know. Always interested to find out where people are from and what they're doing. Hopefully that's all coming through okay. I think it is. It's always a little bit exciting using a different platform when you're used to using other platforms. This will go out on Instagram as well at some point, and it'll be sat for a little bit in our YouTube channel too, so people will be able to come back and have a look at it. Get myself organised here. I really need two screens. Well, that's better. All right. I think let's get started. So we're going to work through a few things today. First of all, welcome to our webinar about navigating live, navigating holidays as a support worker. And by that I mean school holidays and public holidays, all sorts of holidays that we encounter in the care industry and what it means for you. So welcome. If you've had lunch, great. Sit back, take some notes, jump in the chat if you want to. Anna's there to answer any questions as well, or drop links. When I say I'm going to drop a link, she'll pop it there for us. So I'm Kim Matthews. I am the mum to three neurodivergent children, 9-year-old and two 7-year-olds. I'm the director of two support businesses, and I'm the founder of Sparks Academy. So I've been a little bit busy the last few years. But I'm a lot like you. I started out not really knowing what I was doing. I was just a mum trying to figure everything out pretty much on my own at that point. And I realised that I needed to hire a team to assist my family. And that's essentially how Sunshine Family Support was born. That's our first support business that we operate here on the Sunshine Coast. And over time, opportunities led me to expand that and to take over Crushing Goals, which is on the Capricorn Coast. And I was very lucky to be able to work in that community as well, and we still do. So, you know, through that, I interviewed a lot of people over the years in lots of different settings, and I noticed that there was a recurring pattern, something that wasn't about technical skills or any of that, more about confidence and soft skills and almost behavioural. So I started observing my own team, and I realised that the way that I do things, even unintentionally, I was already coaching them on soft skills, just the way that we conduct our business at Sunshine Family Support and the way that I conducted at that time my family team and what I wanted from people. And so that's when I thought, you know, after a few years running the businesses, why not train everybody? Why not offer this type of training to all support workers? Because it's universal. It seems like it's universal that everyone's having these same questions and these same issues of confidence and clarity in their role, despite having done certificate 3s or certificate 4s or what have you. So even teachers, even nurses had the same issues. when they're stepping into that disability support space. So, I have seen a lot of amazing professionals with heaps of training, heaps of certificates, years of experience, but they really struggle to step into the disability space with confidence. And so something was definitely missing, I thought. And I continue to see people struggling with confidence and struggling to understand the NDIS, which is understandable because it's complicated. Um, Trying to work independently and not quite understanding what's really involved. It's more than the job that you do face to face, a lot more when you're working independently. So from that, I created Sparks Academy. It started with my own team, my own businesses, and then I decided to open it up to others who wanted to increase or hone their skills independently or in their current workplace, because let's be honest, a lot of companies don't offer any kind of training. I've heard a lot of anecdotes where companies don't even offer anything except the name of the participant, and they send the support worker to the address, and that's the extent of the support offered. So um, there's a need for this type of training in the industry, for sure. A lot of people have asked me recently, why am I doing so many lives and why am I doing them for free? And honestly, it's because I know support workers are out there trying to figure this out on their own, and they deserve better. And if I can help you to feel more confident and more capable and more informed, even from just one free session, then I've done my job. I've done what I set out to do. So what I would say to people is that if you get a lot out of our free webinars and our free content, you'll know that what's inside Sparks Academy is the real deal. What we're offering is useful and it's very needed. So I just want to invite everyone to stick around, have a listen to what we're going to talk about in terms of holidays. It might help you through this period. Maybe you've been in the field for years and you're just looking for that reassurance that your processes are on track. We do have quite a number of support workers who have been in support work for years and years, and they've just found what we offer at Sparks really gives them the confidence and the reassurance that they are on the right track, and there's a few things they can do differently, but that's what we've heard a lot as well. So if you're just getting started as a new support worker too, this is going to be great for you. It's really going to clear things up. Having that well-structured support system will change everything, and setting out from the beginning the way you mean to go on is vital. So that's what Sparks offers. Stick with me to the end because there's something very special coming. I'm going to show you guys something that's been in the works for a while, and it's very cool. I'm very proud of it. It's been a long time coming, and yeah, I'm excited to show that at the end. So today's live is just about making sure you're not left confused or burnt out or unpaid because of the calendar changing to a public holiday. And we've got 30,000 public holidays coming up apparently this month. So that's great. All right, let's dive in. Oh, guess what? I bet Anna's saying, Kim, change the PDF. So yeah, that's me. Hello, I'm Kim Matthews. Why am I doing this live? You know why? I just told you. So we've got a lot of testimonials. We've had 100% feedback, of positive feedback, that I'm really proud of. So there's a few of the comments there. All right, let's jump in. And also there's a download for this as well. You can get your checklist at the end, which is not this PDF, it's different, and it'll help you through some of the things that we're going to talk about today. So holidays are not a surprise, are they? We know they're going to happen every year. We know we have public holidays. We know we want to take holidays ourselves. So the key here is to plan early. And the public holidays that we're talking about that are upcoming are Easter, Good Friday, Friday the 18th, Saturday the 19th, Sunday the 20th, Monday the 21st, and of course Anzac Day, which I didn't write down, but I believe it's the 25th. So those are the ones we're talking about. So get a calendar, put everything down for the year that you know about, all your public holidays if you want a long weekend off the back of that, if you've got school holidays coming up or other things, weddings, birthdays, put them in there, because a mistake people make is assuming that clients and participants know what's going on in your life. They don't know. Just because you've got kids, don't assume that they're going to think, oh yeah, she won't be available or he won't be available for the school holidays. They don't know that. You need to really be clear from the outset. So I've said 2 weeks ahead. I still feel like that's not enough time to tell people. You really need to let them know a good 4 weeks. 2 weeks is last minute as far excuse me, as far as I'm concerned. Um, so, yeah, just don't assume people know about your commitments, and if you've said it in passing, make sure you put it in writing via email, and then you can lock that in, but make sure it's documented. It's not just about you, it's about protecting that client as well. And when you're clear and proactive, everyone feels more calm, everyone's looked after, and nobody's left in the lurch. And your professional reputation remains intact. So it's a bit tricky, this one, to navigate. So we're reviewing the upcoming holidays, discussing with the client, confirming the availability, and updating all the records. And now, if you're working for a company, your company should be actively reaching out to you to find out what's happening with you. What are your holidays? If they haven't, get in there early, let them know, and make sure that they're letting the clients know as well. So let's. Oh, okay. I've got a little bit more to say on that. Some workers find it a bit intimidating, scared that if they say, "Look, I need time off," it's going to sound like they're not committed. But that's actually what professionalism is. And people don't expect you to go the entire year without taking time off. And it can be just a simple, hey, heads up, we've got school holidays coming up at the end of term. Let's talk about what we're going to do for you and your family. And then follow that up with an email. And then you've got your paper trail. And you can put that in your diary as well, in your calendar, to pop back up and remind you, so it's not a terrible surprise at the end of term 2 or whatever. So, understanding and applying the correct holiday rates. If you're independent, this one's really important, and it's something that should be in your initial service agreement. And if you already know the times that you're going to be away, put it in the service agreement as well. And then you can discuss it from the outset and not be kind of blindsiding people with, like, oh, yeah, I need to take off every school holidays the entire time. Like, don't leave that until it's upon you. Make sure you discuss it up front, because then that leaves the door open to get some solutions in place with plenty of time, because your planned holidays are not the only time that you might have to have off. You may need backups and things for other stuff that happens just in life. So always check the latest NDIS pricing arrangement, and that's available on the website. Now, in our checklist, that if you've signed up, you'll receive a checklist via email after this. I've put active links for everything that you might want to click on. That'll take you directly to the NDIS pricing arrangement, as well as a couple of other things. Sorry. Okay, so planning your public holiday rate. So if you're an independent, you're going to be looking at roughly 2 times your Monday to Friday rate. So if your Monday to Friday rate is $60, you would be looking around $120 for a public holiday rate. Now, that's something that you need to discuss very clearly and openly with the family at the outset with your service agreement. If you haven't and it's coming up, now's the time to sit down and say, look, I know we usually work together on a Friday and Saturday, but just letting you know these are public holidays. If you still need me, the rate's going to be this. And then update the service agreement. That's all you need to do. And a lot of people do cancel on public holidays because they simply don't have the funding in their plan to accommodate. So it's just the reality. Sorry, I'm gonna fix up my monitor a little bit. There we go. Okay, that's better. So yeah, communication is the key there. Really, it's the key for everything, because if you try and spring public holiday rate on people, they will not like it, and you may end up out of pocket. So get the service agreement to back it up. If you're employed by a company, make sure you understand the rate that you're going to be paid under the SCADS award. I've put a link on that checklist directly to the SCADS award, so you can work out which particular stream you're under and all of that, and it'll tell you what you're meant to be paid. If you have issues with that, contact Fair Work. That's my advice. If your company isn't paying you fairly correctly, just get some clarity from Fair Work. Okay. Now, let's move forward. Cancellations, yeah. So you need to have clear cancellation policies. Don't try and spring the holiday on people. Don't let them know or remind them the day before and then try and charge them for a cancellation. Like, get this out there early and preserve that professional image that you're already projecting. And holidays are really chaotic and busy, and people forget, to cancel. So be on the front foot. Don't leave it for people to potentially being out of pocket, and don't you be out of pocket. So it needs to be clear, written down, consistent in the service agreement, and it's okay to remind people if they're cancelling a lot or if they're expecting that you're not going to charge. Just remind them, hey, just wanted to um, go over our cancellation policy again. It's to protect both of us, and people are pretty open to that. They understand. So the things you do need to make sure is that any cancellation policies align with the NDIS rules. So at the moment, I think for support workers, it's something like 7 days, which is outrageous. 48 hours is more than fair. And then it's up to your discretion if you're an independent worker. If you're a company, you're doing what you're doing, whatever that is. But I find 7 days to be just not realistic and unfair. That's just my personal opinion. That's not the policy of the NDIS. So you can do a little bit more research on that if you would like to. Yeah, and as I said, communicate before the public holiday. Get in there early. Boundaries are good for everybody, good for you, good for the participant, the client. Let's see. Traveling with participants. Sometimes people will ask you to go away with them, like whether it be camping or to family, interstate, or things like that. And that's completely up to you. If you're able to do it, you want to do it, great. But when that's happening with the changes to respite, I won't go into that, but let's just assume that any accommodation, any entry to events, theme parks, movies, that kind of thing, that will be paid for by the participant. So you're not expected to pay for that. If you've been asked to come away for support and accompany the participant somewhere, the participant covers that. And how they do that is really not for you to worry about. But it's not an expectation that you put your hand in your pocket and you're out of pocket for things like movie entry or theme parks, as I said. But you need to get that really clear before you go. So this is a separate service agreement. This would be a one-off service agreement where you lay out all the costs, your rate, your expected hours of work per day, overnight allowance, away from home allowance, if that's something that you're going to work in there, to cover your food and things like that. Sometimes that's appropriate. Check out if they've got a companion card, because sometimes you can get into a lot of places for free, so that the covering of some activities, it might not be an issue. But put it all in writing and make sure that the participant is okay with that. Don't leave things and hope for the best because 3 days away is going to be a lot of hours to charge and I'm going to make a lot of money. Don't do that. Make sure that everything is really clear, and then you'll maintain that relationship with the client. And if it can't be done, it can't be done. And that's just how it is sometimes, especially with the changes to respite. It really has thrown a spanner in a lot of people's ability to get away and do things. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it is right now. So make sure that you figure out who's paying for transport. You're going in their car, great. There's no transport cost for you to worry about. If you're taking your own vehicle, figure that out. How many kilometres are you doing? All of that stuff. So get it done beforehand. And it's going to save a lot of awkward conversations later, because I've heard many times of people putting in enormous invoices for things where the support workers felt justified in putting it in. The participants felt absolutely blindsided. They both think they're right. And at the end of the day, nobody's happy and probably someone's going to be out of pocket. So if you've got things coming up across this period and you're unsure and you want to get some clarity around travel and traveling with a participant, you're not sure, just DM us. I'll try and make some time to answer any questions that come through. De-identified, of course, don't breach any client confidentiality, but I'm happy to answer questions if you have them. Okay. Managing personal time off. This is a big one, and support workers really struggle to do it, especially independent support workers, because often there's not a backup. So let me be clear here. You are allowed to rest. You have to, because otherwise you get burnt out and you end up not being a part of the industry anymore, and nobody wants that. So if you're going away for a few days, give plenty of notice, offer suggestions for backup. So if you know somebody great, or if you are in communication with a great company who you know can help out in the short term, that's a good option. Networking and having those trusted backups is a great thing, because you can discuss this with the family at the outset, with the person at the outset, and maybe they're open to it, maybe they're not, that's fine. But if you can offer a couple of options where you feel comfortable in yourself to say, yep, I've offered this person some cover, I've done everything I can, and if they're happy to take that on, great, everyone's happy. But it's just good to have that up your sleeve as well, because you never know when you're going to get sick or something happens and you need backup for that person. So it's good to work in with a couple of people if you can. I know that's not always possible if you're in a small town or whatever, but just have a think about it. And I talk about networking a lot in our other webinars and our other content. Networking with other support workers is great, and if you can find somebody who shares the same values and the same approach as you, then you can potentially work together and cover each other at holiday periods. So just something to think about. Keep your calendar and your systems up to date. Come up with a clear system, even if it's just the calendar app on your iPhone, that can be really good. You can color code it, but just keep it really clear so you know what's going on for the month and the year. Send auto responses by email or text if you can set that up. If you're on holidays, if somebody's texting you to say, oh, hey, can you do XYZ, have an auto response. And that's why I like having a separate work phone. If you don't, there's ways around it, but don't leave people hanging and not respond, for example. Like, make sure people know, hey, I'm on holiday right now. So let's move forward here. I haven't followed this exactly to the letter, but that's okay. Documentation. So yeah, review those service agreements, make sure you're up to date. Get any documentation in. If reports or notes are outstanding before you go away on holidays, make sure it's done, because you don't want to leave that just in case something happens. Have everything securely stored, but be able to access it. So something like Dropbox is encrypted, and you can access that basically anywhere if you needed to. That's your remote access. The key takeaways and next steps: review your current practices. So don't just think about these holidays. There's always more holidays coming. There's school holidays, there's public holidays, show holidays, local show holidays, all of that that you can think about. And also your own personal holidays. If you know them, get them out there. Don't feel as though like, oh, this client might go with someone else. They probably won't. If they really like you and you build that relationship, they're going to appreciate you being candid and upfront and giving them the opportunity to make choices. So update documentation, plan communications. Yeah, schedule conversations with each of your clients about upcoming holidays, and also for them, it goes both ways. They may be going away too, and you need to know that so you can plan your schedule and maybe pick up a couple of extra shifts somewhere else if they're going away for a couple of weeks. So it goes both ways, and it's important to for both parties to communicate clearly their needs. And the last thing is you're going to receive our holiday checklist. So if you've signed up for this today, you'll be on our list to receive that via email. If you haven't, Anna will drop a link, I think. There's a little delay. She's out in our main room. But I think Anna will drop a link to make sure that everybody can grab that checklist if they want to. You can always drop a comment in any of our posts on social media about it, and we'll come back to you. So many screens here. My announcement. Here it is, finally. Before we go to the Q&A, thanks, Anna. I see the registration there. So jump on that and you'll get that checklist. Before we go to the Q&A, I want to announce that Sparks has moved to a membership model. So that means that we're going to be offering all of our content, everything, for a monthly price. So you'll have access to Support work fundamentals, all 4 modules, the 15 templates plus more as we add them, every recorded live that we've done or ever will do, monthly members only sessions, which are going to be great, our ebook series, Understanding Disabilities, which is developed in collaboration with Dr. Joe, and we're going to be covering 14 or 15 of the most common disabilities that support workers encounter in their work, and that is something really special. So we'll be dropping that monthly at this stage, and yeah, it's really comprehensive information that's aimed at support workers to have a good understanding. And I think the first one we're going to drop is about cerebral palsy, and it's yeah, it's incredible. So I'm really looking forward to getting that out there. And the most exciting part for me is our AI mentor. So this is a smart tool trained by me for you. It's been trained in everything to do with NDIS and disability support. It can undertake role plays, it can help you review notes, it can give feedback, it can answer tricky questions, anything in the realm of support work or disability. It can give you best practice immediately. It's as simple as asking a question. So it's in test mode at the moment. It's functioning really well. It's been a lot of fun. It's available to the first 50 people who join the membership because it's still in the beta stage, but I'll show you now. Will I? Let me see. How do I do that? So I'll stop sharing that and I'll start sharing this. No. Oh, this. Okay, so let's have to make my screen work. So this is our Sparks Academy AI mentor. And it's as simple as logging in this way. You'll have your email address will be given access once you're a member of Sparks Academy, if you're paying the monthly membership fee of $19 a month, which I'll come back to. So we just click that access, and here we are. Hey there, I'm your Sparks Academy mentor, here to help you. So we can ask it things like, can you help me with some shift notes? I need advice. And our little chat window there, it's pretty fast. Absolutely, I'd be happy to help with your shift notes. Please go ahead and share the details and specific parts of the shift note you need advice on, and I'll provide guidance to ensure they are clear, professional, and compliant with NDIS standards. And then you can go ahead and talk about, you know, the shift that you've had, de-identified, of course, and the shift notes that you're planning on putting in, and it will tell you what's wrong with this or what's right with this or does it need improvement. Now, we can do role plays. Can you help me with a role play about medication? So it'll set up a role play scenario, and you can tell it the scenario. Maybe it's something that happened at work, and it will act as whoever you want it to be. Yeah, so it prompts you every step of the way. It's been really fun and really, really good. I'm really impressed with the level that it's at. I've spent a lot of time training it. I've probably spent a year training it to get it to this point. There's a better version, not better as in BETA, but a more advanced version that isn't available because of the way the platform works at the moment. It's not available for any business, not just us, but eventually it will be. So this is our jumping off point, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, I'm really excited to offer this to people. The other question that I asked it just before is, what should I include in the invoice to the participant? Excuse my spelling, but it should be able to work it out. which is also handy. If you're in a rush, it's gonna understand your little spelling mistakes, I hope. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so it's gonna talk through exactly what's needed in that invoice. And I think this is gonna be great for a lot of people who have these questions that they're asking in groups, and they're just getting torn to shreds because if you ask somebody in one of the group, not our group, obviously, but in one of the groups, what should I put in an invoice? You're going to get torn to pieces. But you can come to Sparks AI Mentor and you can ask it anything you like. Um, so yeah, I'm excited that this is on offer for people. So I'm going to stop that there because it's distracting and amazing. Okay, wonderful. All right. And I'm going to talk about the deal. So our launch offer for foundation members, because this is the first time we've offered a membership model, is $19 a month. That's going to close on Friday. So today is Wednesday. That's going to close on Friday, and then the regular price will be $29 a month. So as I said, you get access to support work fundamentals, understanding disabilities. There'll be 15 of those. The templates hub, we have 15 or 16 templates, and we're going to keep adding to that. The recorded lives, everything I've done, all the chats, and then everything to come as well, which will include monthly member-only sessions where we'll be talking to some incredible professional support coordinators, plan managers, all sorts of people. And of course, the AI mentor. So as the platform grows for $19 a month, and that's locked in for life if you're one of the first foundation members, you'll have everything that we ever do. And yeah, I plan on turning Sparks into quite a good library. So I'm excited. Outside of that, it's $29 a month. You've probably, like I said before, you've probably tried asking questions, random questions in Facebook groups, and you've either been ignored or torn to shreds, and that's not support. That's basically chaos. So we've built something better here with Sparks, with our community groups. I'm very proud of those, as everyone probably knows by now. But we also have built this dedicated AI mentor that is really going to be able to fill in the gaps and help. And as you go through the courses too, you can ask it anything. It's trained in all the courses that we've done. So it's got information in real time that you need. And you're going to be able to actually ask questions that maybe if you're feeling just not confident to ask them in public, you can ask the chat AI, the Sparks Academy mentor, and it's going to give you the straightforward answer with references, with no judgment as well, which is great. It's just solid advice, guidance from people who get it and from the AI. So I'm really excited about it. And let's be honest, with July coming and the changes, who knows what's about to hit us, whether it's pricing, registration, it's probably going to be both of those things, or something else entirely. You want to be ready. You don't want to be scrambling in a panic around that time. So if you're tired of going it alone and trying to piece it together, this is your next move. The link's in the chat. Thank you, Anna. Go ahead and sign up. The doors close on Friday. And if you're a provider and you're wondering if you can access this for your staff, yes, you can. We've got corporate packages available. Just get in touch, jump on our website. The link for that is also down in the comments. And you can download our corporate package PDF, and that'll give you the pricing as well. So we're not holding anything back there. You'll get the pricing and what's included in that. So yeah, thanks everybody. I'm happy to open the floor for any questions, Q&As. I want to hear from you. What's new? What do you need to know? Can I help with anything? Or do you have any questions about our membership? I will have a drink while you decide. Very quiet. I can see we've got some members in here, but we haven't used YouTube before as a method of communication. So usually we use Instagram, but you know, we're trying a few different things. Well, this chat is going to sit up on YouTube for a while. So this webinar will sit on YouTube for a bit, so you can go back and have a look through. Once you get your checklist, which is really beautifully done and has made that beautiful for us, have a look through that. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch. Always happy to answer. And as I said, if you've got questions about the upcoming holidays and what you're allowed to do, or if a client's asked you to do something that's a little bit out of the ordinary and you want to get some clarification, just reach out. We're available on all the channels in terms of social media. You can DM there, and usually I'm around at some point in the day. I try and catch all of those when I can. So, yeah, I just want to thank everybody for stopping in and watching and all the support that people have given us. It's been really lovely. I'm very proud to be part of a community of people who value their profession so much. So it's lovely to be able to speak to people and share stories. So thanks everybody. Thanks for being here. I hope to see you inside Sparks Academy. If not, I will see you at our next webinar. Always happy to chat with everyone. All right. Bye.